Hey everybody, what's up? It's Joel, aka The Daily Guru, and it's time for another edition of Something Old, Something New. Today for Something Old, we're going back to one of those records you can never say enough about. It's that good, it's that important. It's Thin Lizzy and their amazing 1976 album, Jailbreak. This is one of the greatest intersections between heavy metal and hard rock, and due to the way that these songs are constructed, they have an appeal that makes them unlike anything else in the history of either of those genres. One of the main elements that sets the music of Thin Lizzy apart from anybody else is their doubled guitar sound. They have two guitars playing the same parts at almost every point, and it just gives the songs this larger, almost more imposing presence, but at the same time, it gives it a musical diversity that's absolutely fantastic. It's the grinding groove of these guitars and the way that they interlock with the bass of Phil Lynott that makes these songs impossible to forget, and it's impossible not to get into them. Then of course you have the voice and the writing talents of Phil Lynott. There's no question he's one of the greatest frontmen of all time. Both the power and the tone of his voice are completely captivating, and it's the overwhelming level of outright cool that he sings with that makes him unlike anybody else. It's the contrast between the kind of bad boy image he deploys on the title track and the strangely vulnerable, kind of, I guess, sweet sound that you hear on tracks like Cowboy Song that show the amazing diversity in his talents. It's also within the lyrics that you can find the genius of Phil Lynott. It's how he takes these common, almost simple figures and turns them into almost legends in simply the way that he presents them, the way he sings about them, the way he invests himself in his subjects. While many artists have taken that lonesome rebel figure, Phil Lynott explores it in so many new ways that you just can't get enough of the way he sings and what he sings about. So at the end of the day, this album is Thin Lizzy at their absolute best. And if you can't wrap your brain around why this album is so amazing, do me a favor and turn in your ears. But you can do your ears a favor, go out right now and get yourself a copy of Jailbreak. Alright everybody, today for something new, we're going to look at the brand new record from Common, and it's called The Dreamer, The Believer. For more than a decade, Common has been one of the finest representatives of the conscious hip-hop scene, and he's responsible for some of the most sophisticated and deep rhymes ever recorded. But all across this record, there are so many references to the money, cash, hoes lifestyle that it's a bit disturbing. In fact, it's more than a bit disturbing, it's disheartening. For my money, the track called Sweet absolutely destroys everything Common has built insofar as integrity and image to this point. The bridge section on this song is one of the most outright ignorant moments ever captured on recorded tape. And issues and contradictions like this pop up all across this album. And for the record, if you're gonna have someone like Maya Angelou on one of your songs, you might want to leave the racial slurs and misogynistic glossing off of that track. Granted, there are some moments of lyrical mastery on this album, but they're just too few and far between. Tracks like Gold, Love and I Lost, and Cloth prove that Common still has the ability to flip a brilliant lyrical rhyme better than anybody. At the same time, the beats and music all across this record are absolutely fantastic. They're fresh, they're smooth, and they serve as a great relief from a majority of the boring hip-hop music in today's culture. So on the buy it or borrow it, this album is actually a bit tricky. If you have any interest in keeping the appreciation and respect that Common has built to this day, you're probably going to want to skip this album because it really does a great job at highlighting everything that's wrong within the current world of hip-hop. But at the same time, this album is not entirely awful. So due to the amazing beats and music and the handful of lyrics that are really, really good, I'm gonna give this one an overall level of borrow it. So that's what I got for you guys today. I hope you dug it. If you did, go ahead and click subscribe, go ahead and click like, go ahead and leave a comment, whatever you want to do. If you want to email me, you can do that at thedailyguru@gmail.com, and check out my website where every day I'm talking about the greatest music ever made at thedailyguru.net. You can follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Tumblr right here, and we'll see you guys again on Thursday.